Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Life Path Live Masterclass. Me and Vicky are very pleased to be your host this evening. Great to see so many people joining, looking down at the screen and can see old friends and new. Please do write in the chat. Let us know where you're joining from this evening. Also, really like to know, are you new to these Life Path Masterclasses, or are you someone that is regular with goal mapping and joining here on a regular basis? Just looking to put my chat up large so I can see the messages coming in for everyone. So where are you joining from tonight? Are you new to goal mapping? Are you experienced in goal mapping? And if you are a goal mapping coach already or facilitator trainer, someone certified in goal mapping, then please do say whether you're certified in goal mapping or not. And tonight we're talking all about self-esteem. We're going to give a few moments. I'm just going to look through the messages here, see who's joining, give a few moments for other people to join. I can see Norway and New. Love Norway. Been there so many times and one of my favourite places. So thank you for joining if you're new from Norway. People saying hi from Spain. Another one new from Norway. Spain again. Germany I can see. Ireland. Really fantastic to have such an international community. I'm going to bring on the PowerPoint in just a moment, but before I do so, and let me just say, I think raising your self-worth, reaching a higher level in how you feel about yourself, raising your self-esteem is probably the most important goal of life. It's the one thing that if we achieve it, if we feel really, really good, if we live in our high self, then regardless of our work that we do or the circumstance of our life, everything is improved. And so tonight, we're going to focus very much on how you raise your self-worth. Because it's an easy thing to say, believe in yourself or be positive or think the best about yourself, value yourself. They're all great messages. But if you're not told how, it's a really difficult thing. And this has been the journey for me over more than 30 years now, since starting on my personal development journey, understanding myself and understanding how to raise my own self-worth has been absolutely life-changing. I'm going to start to move through the presentation, and many of you know me, but for the new people, let me just say, more than 30 years now, I've been teaching personal development, and goal mapping started for me 30 years ago. Well, I've changed a great deal, as you can see from this old picture of me. The message has stayed consistent. Your thoughts create your reality, both in yourself, who you are as a person, as well as in your life. And here tonight, we're going to focus on feeling fantastic. So if you want to feel better about yourself, if you want to feel fantastic about yourself, then tonight is most definitely for you. If you're looking to live with more authentic, genuine, natural confidence, then again, tonight is for you. If you want to feel more secure in yourself, more sure of yourself, self-assured, well, tonight is for you. And if you want to know how to achieve your goals, if you want to know the ancient secret formula for how you achieve the highest levels of success, then again, tonight is most definitely for you. We're going to run for 2 hours this evening. It will be recorded, and I will show later in the presentation where that recording will be, so you can access it afterwards. And we're going to cover the basics and the background. My apologies for those that you are on every month because you will have seen it before, but for the new people, it's really important. We just cover off the basic understandings about how to set goals in a powerful way. We're going to go through a guided visualization later in the presentation to help you see what it looks like when you're being your best. And then we're going to focus in on how to goal map that out. How to set goals in the most powerful way that help you to send a command to your subconscious so you can follow through, create your goal map and be your best, live your best life. And tonight you're going to want most definitely pad of paper, pen, unless of course you want to use the online journal, and also to have a second browser tab open as well as the Zoom so you can follow through, create your map in real time. We're going to also cover how you use your goal map, and we're also going to look at how you coach and train other people with your map. Life is many different things for many different people. One thing we can say for sure is that it is a path, and we are all on a life path. And mine has been a little bit unusual. In fact, my sister came to visit today, and she is still traveling with the fun fairs, as my ancestors have done for hundreds of years. And here, my great uncle and his wife, who were performers in the circus, my great grandmother with her traveling show, my great grandmother on the opposite side of the family with her amusements, and my sister still opens her amusements at exactly the same fun fair as this one shown here in London, at Pinner Street Fair on this painting. In fact, here is my sister's family, my brother-in-law, my cousins, nieces, are still out traveling around with the fun fairs. This picture particularly meaningful for me because it's my father's fun fair. And this picture was taken the year I was born in 1961. And as well as traveling around with the fun fairs, my father also took his amusements to the seaside, and he opened them up for the tourist industry, a small place called Ventnor on the south side of the Isle of Wight, which is where I still live to this day. And in fact, the beach is right outside the window here. Me and Vicky live here together, run goal mapping from here. And as is tradition in the traveling fun fair families, people leave school early. So I left school just before I was 13. I had a very limited education, never learned to read and write properly, never took any qualifications. I become an early entrepreneur. So my 13th birthday present was this rocket-shaped bubblegum machine. And then I invested in a pinball machine when I was 14. My big business breakthrough at 15 was this Space Invaders. I was one of the first people in England to have this. And then at 18, I become one of the youngest people ever in England to open a nightclub. Just 18 years old, opened the disco, 1981, become phenomenally successful. We were in lots of music magazines. I was a DJ for 10 years. This is me at 19, looking like adamant. And next to it is my DJ box. And I'm DJing again on Saturday, actually. And I still do a revival night where I DJ for my old customers just for fun. Had a lot of success. This is a picture of me and my brother who run the disco together. Had a lot of fun, had lots of celebrities, pop stars, people coming to the nightclub, made a lot of money. But then in the late 1980s, early 90s, came a crash. And the crash was triggered by a change in tourism. All of the customers for me that used to come to the Isle of Wight instead started going to Ibiza because it was the beginning of Club Med, and English people started taking their main summer holiday in the Mediterranean, as I know they did in lots of countries like Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, etc. And it triggered a big change in the business, and the family business closed down. And so at age 29, I went from being worth a lot of money to owing a lot of money. I was £1 million in debt. My home was repossessed. My marriage crashed with the pressure. I had no qualifications because of leaving school early. I had no formal work experience, and I wasn't able to read or write properly. Life was looking very dark. I was particularly scared. And if any of you are in a difficult time right now, and often even when we are financially in a good place and other things are good for us in our life, every so often life changes and we find ourselves in a really dark place. And if you're in a dark place right now, let me just say to you, from my own experience, it's often darkest just before the dawn. And when things look the worst they can be, that is often just before things turn around and get better. It's a really important thing to hold on to hope. And the hope that came for me was that I met a fantastic life coach. It was a massive turning point in my life. And the life coach I met, and he sadly died young, but for some years I had him as my coach. He taught me about the power and the simple science of positive thinking and goal setting. And we are going to learn about that tonight. And the things that I learned about positive thinking started to help me change my life for the better. We all have billions of brain cells, and all of the brain cells want to make connections. And when you learn the simple science of positive thinking, it helps you to form more connections, activate more of your brain, find answers to problems, and move yourself forward. It took me 1 year to teach myself to read well. I overcome my learning challenges. I have dyslexia, was my big barrier. It helped me to learn new skills, to improve my performance. I was working as a salesperson at the time, and I become fascinated in personal development. And I would lend books off of my coach. I learned to speed read. I was reading a book a week. And I realized that all the different personal development books are saying a very similar thing. What all of the personal development books say is that success, true lasting success, is not an accident. It is purposeful. And you can have a chance success. You can have a random success like winning the lottery. But you can't duplicate that. Long-term success, meaningful success, sustainable success, whether that's in your self-esteem and feeling good about yourself, or it's in your work, your finances, your relationships, any area of life, sustainable success is never an accident. It happens on purpose. It happens because you are living in harmony with the fundamental principles of success. Any scientist will tell you that life is governed by principles. The main principle, cause and effect. There are laws that govern the process of creation and success. Live your life in harmony with those natural laws. Learn them, apply yourself to them, and they help you to achieve success. My goal over 30 years of teaching this work has been to make it as simple as possible. If you do not have all of the principles of success and goal achievement in alignment, then you do not open your treasure chest of potential. You need to have all of the principles working together to open the lock and release your true potential to create your reality. As I started teaching this work around the UK, I had so many people asking me, Why wasn't I taught this simple truth and this easy science of how to set goals and use positive thinking? Why wasn't I taught this when I was young in school? And it started me on a mission of investigation to understand why we are not supporting our young people by teaching effective goal setting and positive thinking so you can find answers to problems and solve difficulties in your life. Why are we not teaching that to our young people in school? And I realize, well, most teachers don't understand it themselves because they were never taught it. I decided to focus my learning onto one thing. What is the very best way of setting goals? I was being trained as a trainer to teach the work of Stephen Covey, Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Stephen Covey, all of the top speakers around the world. I was being certified to teach their work. And I would often meet these people, have dinner with them, speak with them, and I would ask them, what do you think are the most important things about setting goals? I've become quite obsessed about the subject. I only read books about goal setting. And then driving my car late at night, almost exactly 30 years ago, I was driving through the streets of London at midnight, and then I had this flash come to my mind, which is goal mapping. Here's one of my very early goal maps. Not the very first one, but quite early on from 1996. The thing that is always distinctive about a goal map is this balanced combination of words and pictures. And I understood instantly, intuitively, when I saw this flash of insight, that this was an answer to my question about how to set goals in the most powerful way. It took me many months, years even, to reverse engineer this single flash of insight and to understand all of the important detail. In fact, I'm still understanding new depths about how the map works. But the basic principle is this very unique combination of words to stimulate the logical side of your mind and imagery to stimulate the creative side of your mind. And we are going to explore in more detail tonight how this works and how you can use it for yourself. It worked really quickly for me. Here in this very early goal map of mine, you can see that I'm saying I want to speak in different countries: France, Denmark, Holland, Germany. I want to get my book published in many languages. I want to speak in churches, as well as in schools, as well as in businesses. I want to be on TV, radio, media, etc. All of these things started to happen quickly once I started to set my goals in the form of a goal map. The goal mapping book has been in print for so many years. It's in so many languages. Recently in simplified Chinese and Japanese. I've spoken all around the world, more than 30 countries, with some of the world's top speakers sharing the stage with people like Keith Cunningham, Brenda Burchard, Janet Atwood, T. Harv Eker, John Gray, the man who wrote Men Are From Mars and Women From Venus. He actually featured goal mapping in one of his recent books. Sometimes presentations with thousands and thousands of people, as here in Brussels with the lovely people from Young Living Essential Oils. It's been a lot of good media over the years. Now, if you are someone that's new to goal mapping, and if you've tried setting goals in the past and you've not achieved them, here are some of the reasons why. A lot of people never ever write their goals down. They just hold it in their head. And when I talk to these people, they say, well, I know what I want, Brian. Well, that's great. The challenge is most people also know what they don't want. And when we worry about what we don't want, the energy of that cancels out the thoughts about what we do want. And so it doesn't really work to just hold the goal in your head. Some people will put the goal down on paper. They will even use a formula like SMART, a specific, measurable, achievable, etc., etc., etc. But if you're only writing your goals down using words, even if you use a formula like SMART, which really isn't that smart, it's a bit dumb, is the truth of it, because it misses a load of key points. If you're only writing down the words, you're only activating one half of your brain, the left side of your brain that thinks in words, logical mind. And so it really doesn't work. A lot of people over the last 20 years have tried using dream boards and vision boards. And they get a magazine, they cut out nice pictures, they stick them onto a board, it captures some pretty pictures of what they want in their future and some good feelings. But again, they're only stimulating, activating one half of the brain, this time the right side of the brain or creative mind. But again, it's incomplete and it really doesn't work. I have so many people coming to me with a dream board or a vision board and they haven't achieved their goals. And they ask me to help them with a coaching session to create a goal map. And goal mapping works. It works so amazingly well that it's reached more than 5.5 million people. And it's reached 5.5 million people, not because I've got some great marketing campaign. There is no team of salespeople. Guess what? It's reached 5.5 million people because of the power of recommendation. And when someone achieves their goals, they like to recommend the process to other people. And so goal mapping was organically spread. And in fact, we've just had a new person sign up as a goal mapping coach because she's tried goal mapping and it's worked for her with her weight loss goals. And so she has her own belief about using the system. It is the combination of left brain and right brain that create whole brain activation. This is a key point. We're going to come back to it again and again. And I'm going to say one other thing again and again. It's not something new that I've made up. This is a very ancient principle for success that I've discovered, the same as many other people have discovered it throughout history. But it seems that a lot of modern trainers and coaches, therapists, psychologists have overlooked it in some way. Let's take a quick look at the structure of a goal map. So right in the very center, we've got a main goal. And then on either side of the map, we've got more goals. Now, these can be from all different areas of your life, or you can focus the map in onto just one area of your life. And tonight we're going to focus in on how you use goal mapping for raising self-esteem, self-worth. And this is a key area of life, of course, because by raising your self-worth, it helps you to improve all of the other areas. Top of the map, we have the motivating reasons why you want to achieve your goals. You see, in a goal map, you're not just recording what you want. There are a number of other important aspects that are included in goal achievement that you also need to think about, consider, and record down within your goal setting. And then the next step, when? What is your focused achievement date for achieving your main goal? And then how, and then who? What do you need to do, and who's going to help? A number of simple steps that cover all of the critical aspects of conscious achievement. When I was very first teaching goal mapping in 1994, 1995, I really thought that I discovered something new. But then 5 years later, after I started teaching the system, I was invited to a Hindu ceremony, and I went to a temple in London, and I was amazed to watch the Brahmin priest chant the mantra using affirmation while drawing a picture, a yantra, which represents the visualization, right brain, left brain. Now, it's not just Hindus that do this. We also see it in Buddhism. Chant the mantra, words, while creating the mandala, the picture, sometimes using colored rice, sometimes using colored sand, sometimes drawing the mandala on parchment, words and pictures, left brain, right brain. It's thought to be 10,000 years old within Hinduism. It's one of the oldest aspects. Why have people been using systems of words and pictures for 10,000 years? It works. It works. And the goal is a little different from some of the modern goals, but it's still a goal. I am peace. I am happy. I am love. It is a goal. You write the words of affirmation. I am. You create the picture, a mandala, a yantra, to form the visualization, affirmation, visualization. It is these two aspects that make goal setting effective. If you're only writing the words, you've got half of the brain, and sometimes even less, because most times people are not writing in the form of affirmation. If you're only using the picture in a vision board or dream board, again, you're wasting your time because you're only activating half of the brain. We need whole brain activation, and experts have known this throughout the ages. Maybe not always join the dots, but think back to when you're young, or if you have children, look at any children's book. A, words, is for apple, pictures. Words and pictures form whole brain activation. And if you're thinking, well, this is just basic things and for children, well, think again. Because here's a screen grab from my Google Maps. Google, one of the biggest organizations in the world. They don't waste money researching and doing things that aren't necessary. Here, you can see it. Words, data, pictures. Here's the pattern, here's the path, here's the data. We need the data, we need the picture. The two together help us to be effective. And here's some of the people using goal mapping. Cephas, how he's used goal mapping to reverse his type 2 diabetes. Or here from Edmund, how he's used goal mapping to lower his cholesterol. Or Richard, giving up booze, losing 10 kilos. This is my goal map, my big goal. I want to help 7 million people. Myself and my partner in life, Vicky, we're on a mission to help as many people as we can. And I can see Mia here on the screen above me, Janet Tiplady, both goal mapping coaches have joined the mission. We now have more than 1,600 coaches and trainers and therapists around the world, many of them having their own specialist area, some of them new to coaching, changing their corporate career. For those of you that are coaches and trainers, please write in the chat here because it will inspire other people. What's the best goal that you've helped other people achieve? What is it that's, if you're a goal mapping coach or trainer, what is it that you've helped someone else with that's really inspired you, lifted you to a higher level? 1,602 people. I think it's gone up again today. I think we might be at 1,604 people. We have people joining all the time at the moment. Some people choosing to work with corporate, some with the public, some with education. A fantastic community. And if you're a goal mapping coach or trainer, please say something about your experience of being part of the community. The youngest goal mapping coach is just 14 years old. The oldest is in her 80s. They're in more than 30 countries. They're coming from all walks of life. They're often combining goal mapping with something else they teach. Some choosing to work in business, like Katrina and Jill here, working with corporates, and Marina here in Greece. As some people like Emily here in Italy choosing to work with students in school, also Cephas here from Ghana. Some people choosing to focus on sport. Kathleen Konya, she's 3 times world champion kickboxer, as well as using goal mapping in her sport and in her sports clubs. She's also a speaker looking to empower young women to find the work they love to do. In these monthly Life Path Masterclasses, we are guiding people to create goal maps for the important areas of their life. We start with one map that gives you the big picture of how you want your life to be in the future. And then we focus in on other maps covering these important areas: authentic happiness, high self-worth, that's our focus tonight, vibrant well-being, financial freedom, and purposeful living. And if you want to join us on any of these masterclasses, they are absolutely free. And so tonight, a focus on self-worth, feeling worthwhile as a person in yourself. And if you've got a pad of paper and a pen, now's a good time to have them out ready to make notes as we go through some of the content. Thinking positive thoughts is what helps us to raise our self-esteem. Think a positive thought about yourself and it triggers a chemical release that helps you to feel good. But if you think negatively about yourself, it does the opposite. All of us have billions of brain cells. Each one of our brain cells or neurons grows arms and branches, and they're all separated by a small gap known as the synaptic gap. Now, here's the absolutely key point for this evening. If the thoughts you choose to think about yourself is positive, I believe the most positive thought you can think about yourself is, I like myself, or I love myself. If you think a positive thought about yourself, like I like myself, I love myself, the positive thought starts as an impulse in the middle of the brain cell. It travels out along the axon and it stimulates a neuroreceptor to release a chemical into your brain and body called serotonin. And serotonin is the chemical that gives you the feeling of happiness and well-being. Every time you think about what you like about yourself, you release serotonin and you raise your self-esteem. Not only does it help you to feel good, but also serotonin is a neuroconductor that joins the brain cells together. It bridges the synaptic gap. It allows your thought to continue on its journey, and you build up this positive connection within your brain that in turn helps you to have light bulb moments. You feel more motivated, you feel more inspired, you feel better about yourself. Serotonin is exactly the same chemical that is released if you take an antidepressant. Many people feel crap about themselves and they're using drugs to try and change that. But really, it's thinking differently about ourselves that creates the really big change. Whenever you have one of those light bulb moments where you feel really good, you see answers to problems, that's the joining of 2 or more brain cells. Brain cells join, you release the serotonin, you feel really good, you have some great ideas, it's all looking fantastic for the future. And then unfortunately, quite quickly after the brain cells connect, they also break back apart again. And this is why it's so important to understand the very simple science of positive thinking and goal setting. Because when we set a goal, it helps to remind us, re-establish the brain cell connections. And every time you think about your goal, you strengthen the brain cell connection. Brain cells that fire together, wire together. Setting a goal is the beginning of the process. Looking at your goal, I have my goal map here printed out. This is my self-worth goal map. I updated it today, printed it out, I've signed it. I'm going to look at this goal map and say the words for 30 days, the next 30 days, a lunar cycle. Every time I say the words and I look at the pictures, it only takes a moment. I do it first thing in the morning. It helps the brain cell connection to grow stronger. As the brain cell connection grows stronger, the thought becomes an opinion, the opinion becomes a belief. Consider this for a moment. Any belief you have, positive belief, negative belief, a belief about yourself, a belief about somebody else, a belief about life, any belief you have is simply an established brain cell connection. And here's the scientific evidence. You can break old brain cell connections and you can make new brain cell connections at any point in your life, at any age. Right now, where you are in your life will very much be the result of your beliefs about yourself and about your ability, of what you think you can do and you can't do. And for me, it's one of the greatest sadnesses that so many people never truly realize what they are capable of. They never truly realize their full potential because they have some negative beliefs, usually from childhood, that are holding them back. And so tonight we're going to look at changing beliefs, building new beliefs. And as you grow that brain cell connection stronger, it becomes a knowing, a sense of certainty that you can achieve your goal. This is why following through with your goal map is so important, and engaging in the goal mapping ritual. As you make more and more connections, you activate both sides of your brain. The right side of your brain, creative brain, so you've got a good vision of the future, lots of new ideas. But also equally as important, the left side of your brain, so that you can follow through with a strategy, make a plan, be effective in your daily actions. Set goals, use positive thinking, helps you to stimulate both sides of your brain and to turn your ideas into realities. The serotonin release when you think positively lifts your self-esteem. It nourishes your body right down to a cellular level so that you are being your best and you're helping yourself in the most ways to enrich your life. Quite simply, if you think positively that you can do it and you use an effective goal setting system like goal mapping, well, you probably can do it. I've seen people achieve the most amazing things that they didn't believe they could achieve at first, but working with the goal mapping system, it's helped them to build their belief, activate their whole brain, and achieve fantastic success in their life. Sadly, if you fall into the trap of thinking you can't, and it's an easy trap to fall into, sometimes influenced by other people, sometimes influenced by unfortunate situation and circumstance in our life. But if you start thinking you can't, well, what the science shows is you actually end up blocking yourself and you can't. Life, and it's an uncomfortable truth sometimes, is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Regardless of our start in life, our birthright, all of those things, the way that we think about ourselves is the biggest determining factor on how our life is. And if we are thinking negatively about ourselves, if we are thinking about what we don't like about ourselves, we start to lower our self-esteem. Because when we think negatively about ourselves, we release a different chemical, cortisol, which gives us the feeling of fear, and it's a neuroinhibitor. The more negatively we think about ourselves, the more we focus on what we think is wrong with us. We become fixated on what we think is wrong with us, what is wrong with our life. The more we release the cortisol, the more it sends us into fear and depression. And because cortisol is a neuroinhibitor, it causes our brain to close down. We get brain fog, and all of the problems in our life and the way that we feel about ourselves become worse. The problems are bigger and bigger and bigger. The feeling is more and more overpowering. This is part of an ancient survival system. When we faced dangers like a wild animal, a hungry bear that wants to eat us for lunch. But in modern life, we are really not facing these ancient dangers. Instead of a hungry bear that we need to go into fear and run away from, for most people, life's modern problems are more like an angry bill that needs paying, and we need to raise our economy because we don't have enough money. Or we feel really low about ourselves because we feel that we're not good enough in some way. Many people are living with false fears. They imagine difficult times in the future, even though those difficult times may not yet be a reality. False expectations appearing real to us create false fear. But your brain, like my brain, doesn't know the difference between a real danger, a wild animal that wants to eat us for lunch, and a false fear of the future that maybe things are going to go wrong. When we worry about the future going wrong, the thought starts to create that reality. It becomes like negative goal setting. Instead, what we need is to hold our mind on the positive. And one of the best ways to stay positive is through setting goals. Because when we set goals, it helps to form strong brain cell connections. The more connections we make, the more we activate the whole of our brain. The left brain thinks in words, the right brain thinks in pictures, and they also connect with both the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is like a magical genie. Your subconscious mind is enormously powerful. It can do the most amazing things. It can help your wishes come true. But the one thing your subconscious mind cannot do is to choose for you. Your subconscious mind cannot just set the goals. That is the responsibility of your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is like you being master of the magic lamp. And the way in which you rub the magic lamp and command your subconscious genie is through the thoughts that you think. Imagine now that every thought you think forms an inner picture in your mind, and your subconscious reads your inner pictures. It's like an inner movie. It's like your own personal inner selfie. And your subconscious reads this inner picture in your mind of you being the way you imagine you are, being the way that you do all the different things in your life. Your subconscious reads this picture every day to help keep you the same. And it manipulates all of your muscle movements and behavior and choices. so that your outside world and life fits the inner picture. If you've got an inner picture of you achieving success, just like athletes visualizing themselves hitting the target, then your subconscious helps you to hit the target. Whether that's you hitting the target in your health goals or your wealth goals or your work goals or your self-esteem goals and feeling fantastic about yourself. But if you've got an inner picture of you failing, that you're not good enough, that you can't do it, if you start to picture things going wrong, then your subconscious gets confused because it can't make value judgments and it causes you to miss the target. This is why all professional athletes use visualization. This is why all professional athletes have a mindset coach, not just a physical workout coach that trains them in their discipline and sport. They have a mindset coach who helps them to stay focused on the positive, focused on what they want. Because if you start to focus on what you don't want, then unfortunately you're going to get more of that. If you're focused on yourself being sad, guess what? Your brain releases the chemicals and it creates the feelings of sadness and depression. If you have an inner picture in your mind of you loving yourself, liking yourself, being happy with yourself, well, then your subconscious releases the chemicals to make that your reality. The inner picture comes before the outer reality. This is so true for people with health and well-being maps, diet maps. It's really important you see yourself being your target weight, being your target shape, being the level of health and energy and fitness that you choose to be, so that your subconscious gets the message. So what's your inner selfie? What's your inner picture? Take a moment right now. Let's just pause for a moment. Could you get us a bit of kitchen roll, please? Let's just pause for a moment and consider, what's your inner picture right now? Not what it has been in the past, not even what it has been recently. What's your inner picture right now? Because it can change in a single day. Sometimes something can happen, it affects us, it knocks our confidence, and we start to hold a darker picture in our mind. You can write it in the chat what your inner picture is. If that's good for you, you can keep it personal to yourself, whatever works best for you, but it's really important that you raise your awareness. What's your inner picture? Your inner picture, your inner selfie, is created by your dominant thoughts. We all think a lot of thoughts every day. What makes one thought more dominant than another? Because your subconscious follows the dominant thought. For those of you who've been on the coaching and the training, write the answer in the chat if you think you know what creates a dominant thought. For those of you that are new, maybe you want to have a guess at what creates a dominant thought. The stronger your thoughts, the stronger your inner selfie, the more it commands your subconscious to move you towards it. What's the dominant thought of you and your life? I've been using this analogy for many years, the human radio. Maybe you've had the experience of listening to a radio, perhaps while you're driving your car. I'm often having the experience, I've got the radio playing, driving my car, and as I move across the country, the reception is changing, and sometimes instead of nice music coming through, the radio is giving distortion. There's a crackle and interference. It takes only the smallest adjustment on the radio tuning dial to make the reception good. and to bring through the clear music. And I believe it is the same in people. All of us are like a human radio, and we are picking up on the main station of life. But as we move through our life, like driving a car across country, things are changing. Sometimes we hit a bad patch and we're losing the connection. Instead of hearing the clear music, we're getting some distortion. In my mastery program, Warrior Within, which is coming soon, and I can see on the screen here with all the different faces, there are people who've attended Warrior Within. Some of them, thank you, me, a little heart there, some of them TP leaders. And if you've been on Warrior Within with me, you know we play this game. Growing up, I always heard, when I was young, what was always said to me by my parents, my brother, my sister, my teachers, my friends, growing up, I always heard. And sometimes people are hearing pretty awful things. And the casual comments we hear as children often get stuck in our mind and become influencing beliefs and commands to our subconscious. That we're not good enough, that we can't do things, that we're not as good as other people. I'm not good enough is one of the core beliefs that really causes low self-esteem. Because if you believe you're not good enough and you believe you are less than others, it is the precursor for low self-worth. All of us live in an actualization cycle like this one here on the screen. Right in the middle of the cycle, belief. Our beliefs, once they are formed, influence our future thoughts. If you have a belief you're not good enough, it will really influence your day-to-day thoughts about yourself. Your thoughts trigger the chemical release that create your feelings. So if you're believing that you're not good enough and your thoughts are that I'm not good enough, your feelings are that you are less than other people. That influences your behavior, which turns into habit. Our beliefs and our attitudes and our habits influence our results in life, and we react with another set of thought and feeling and action. If we call this self, the big danger is that we fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to other people. We compare ourselves whether we're good enough or not good enough. It's normally a process that starts in childhood. Comparing ourselves, or our parents or teachers comparing us to other children, or comparing us to exams. In adult life, we're compared to other people and what we own, what we possess, the qualifications after our name, and the work that we do. Life is a long list of comparisons. And it's a trap that lowers your self-esteem. If you're comparing yourself to others, it will lower your self-esteem. There will always be someone higher or lower than you in some way, in some false measurement. We have a high self and a low self. Our life path is full of highs and lows. Sometimes we spiral up into our high self and we shine bright, and other times life gets us down and we fall into shadow. What does it look like when we're being our high self? Well, we feel worthwhile. Instead of feeling worthless, we're not good enough, we feel great about ourselves. We feel worthwhile. In contrast, when we fall into shadow, we feel worth less. When we're being our high self, we feel secure. We're sure in ourselves, sure of our opinion. But when we fall into our low self, it's the opposite. We feel insecure. When we're being our high self, we feel free to live our life the way that we choose to, unconcerned about people's opinions of us. We're just being ourselves. But when we're in our low self, we're chained. Chained to behaviors, worried about other people's opinion, very fixed in the way that we live. When we are being our high self, we are open. When we're being our low self, we're closed. Open to new ideas, open to new suggestions, open to new ways of living, open to new chapters in our life, new stages of our life, new ages. But when we're in our low self, we're fixed, we're closed. It's our way only, closed to other people's ideas, closed to new things. When we're in our high self, we live our life from love. When we're in our low self, we live our life from fear. This is what's going on the inside. How does it look on the outside? When we're being our high self, we have quality of character, a depth. But when we're being our low self, we have just a thin veneer, a surface level of personality. When we're being our high self, we are genuine. When we're being our low self, we're false. High self, purpose-centered. Low self, ego-centered. High self, we live our life by choosing. Low self, we live our life by blaming. In our high self, we have a positive motivation. But in our low self, we are driven by a negative, fear-based motivation. The more that we learn to live in our high self, the more empowered we are. Whether introverted or extroverted, the more we move to our high self, the more we come together and we are just ourself. Neither introvert nor extrovert, and we are just being our genuine self. We achieve the greatest results in becoming our true self by learning to like ourselves. The more that you like yourself, the more you raise your self-esteem. The greatest like you will ever get is not the one on Facebook. It's the one you give to yourself. Learn to like yourself. Remind yourself of all the things you like about yourself regularly, and the serotonin release that is triggered will lift your self-worth to higher and higher levels. Many years ago, there was a man on one of my trainings who was a motorcycle riding instructor. And he told me the big danger for people on a bicycle or a motorbike are all of the holes in the road. And if you hit one of the big holes in the road, not only can it do a lot of damage to your vehicle, but it can be the end of your life. And again, today on the national news here in England, there was an item on the news about all of the damage being done by the many holes we have in the roads here in the UK. And this man explained to me that they have changed the training for people riding bicycles, and what they are teaching them is to be aware of the hole, but don't stare at the hole. Be aware of the hole, be aware of the danger, but don't become fixated on it. Because if you're thinking about the hole, you will move to the hole. And this is true whether you're riding a bicycle along the road or whether the hole is a hole inside of you. If you're staring at the hole, you will get more of it. Be aware, but don't stare. Now, the best way of maintaining that difficult balance of being aware of the whole but not stare at the whole is by using goal mapping and life mapping, action mapping, the different mapping systems, because they help you to stay focused. And after teaching the system now 30 years, it's why I still create my maps, because it is not knowing this information, it is applying it that makes the big difference. If you're going to watch the masterclass, but you're not going to follow through and create your map, switch off now. Just stop wasting your time. Don't waste mine or anybody else's. Just call it a day, go home. Switch off, go to bed, whatever you're going to do. Creating the map is what makes it work. I'm simply here as the messenger to share the message. The message is, it's not listening to me. You know, if listening to me was enough, I wouldn't need to do my own maps. I do my own maps, not just one. I've got loads of them for the important areas of my life because it's not knowing it. I've written 4 books. They're in 16 languages. I know all the information. That will not make it work. You work in the system by creating your map, or if you really want to play big, contact Mia or Janet or one of the coaches here tonight that have identified themselves. Ask them if they coach you to do your map, because there are certain subtle cues and clues that are really important into making your map powerful. 7 simple steps. Step 1, work with your right brain, have a dream about your future and living your best life with high self-worth. Step 2, identify the priority thing to achieve. Step 3, map it out in words and pictures. Step 4, get clear about your motivating reasons of why it's important for you, when, how, and whose help you would need. 7 simple steps to create your goal map. And in just a little while, we're going to do exactly that. But before we do, I'm going to invite my lovely wife. I say wife, we're not yet married, but it is a plan. Hopefully, if she accepts me, I'm going to ask Vicky here to come round and to share her map with you as a bit of inspiration for how to create your map. I've got my map and Vicky's map side by side. I'm going to switch computers, bring Vicky's map up a little bit larger on the computer. And I'm going to invite Vicky to take over the screen. And she's got her map printed out, as well as I have it here online. And I'm just going to bring up the map in real time. Vicky's going to explain it to us.
Hello. So this is my self-love goal map, and I've actually had this map for a while. I think it was March 2022. I think on my birthday that I created it originally. But the really good thing about the online is that I can update it every now and again. So my main goal is that I leap out of bed feeling self-assured to embrace new opportunities.
And she does. I've seen her do the leaping.
That's my centre goal. The side ones, so I am my best for my...
Oh, I've chosen the wrong one there.
Yeah, I read my map slightly differently, so I go round like that. So I'm my best for myself, my life, and my love Brian.
Oh.
When my self-esteem is low, I'm not at my best for myself or for anybody else around me. So it's a good reminder. So this used to be my main goal. I grow each day in some self-loving way. So every day I'm learning, practicing self-care, and yeah, growing in a different way. I speak out and share my knowledge. So when my self-esteem is low, I go very inward, closed, just completely shut off from everybody. So I don't have the confidence to speak out. So this is something that I'm still working on. Don't find it naturally easy.
Doing all right tonight?
Yeah. And I'm creative and original with my own social media. So when I'm not feeling so good, I don't really have many ideas. I don't feel creative. I can manage to do the goal mapping posts, but not my own social media. So when I am feeling good, I come up with lots of ideas and can post them out. My reasons why, so I feel on top of the world. I am peaceful in myself, so my mind's quiet, and I have more love to give. And then if we go down the map, we've got who's and how's. So this how,
End of year date?
yeah, I've got the end of the year and I'll just update it as and when I feel I need to. So my first how is I choose positive and happy thoughts. So I actively choose. I make an effort to do it, and I'm persistent with that.
We got the who opposite the how.
Yeah. I nourish my body and mind, so I find eating healthy really helps with how I feel. If I binge on chocolate and ice cream, I feel terrible the next day and my skin suffers from it. And I'm dedicated with that. And this is a new one. I tap and yoga 3 times a week with essential oils. And I am purposeful in doing that.
Did you want to say more about the tap and
Um,
something else coming there?
well, just that it's something I haven't been doing. So it's on my map to try and make sure that
When
I
did
do
you
it
put it on the map?
yesterday
Right.
when I updated.
Okay. There's hope.
Yeah.
Right, well done.
So yeah, that's my map, and I hope it inspires you. Thank you.
Well done.
Brian, I think that is a yes then.
What, marriage?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so. Will break my heart if not.
Oh, absolutely.
Here publicly on the Zoom.
I thought you proposed.
Ah. So I just feel a bit young yet to be proposing. So here on the map, we've got on the screen, we've got Vicky's map, and we've got my map next to it. Like Vicky, I have my map, which I update every so often, and I updated my map earlier today, ready for the masterclass this evening. I find it really beneficial being able to update my goal maps rather than drawing out a new map on paper. For many years, goal mapping was on paper, but in recent years, the online program has become the dominant way that people create their maps. And the reason for that is because it works better. If you like to draw, then go ahead, try some drawing. It is still a good way to do your maps. And me and Vicky run workshops where we still get people to draw their maps on paper. But most of my maps these days I do online. In my map, and I'll bring it up right now just as a demonstration, I have some of my own drawings. So here you can see I've got one of my own drawings that I've scanned and uploaded into the system, and I've got more here in the center and the side goals. And I have some of my own drawings because they're drawings that I've been using as symbols in my goal mapping over many years now. And they have an instant effect in helping me to stimulate more brain cells. But personal pictures, selfies, using pictures of family and loved ones. I've often got pictures of my children and Vicky or myself in my goal maps. They create a real power. Now, in addition to goal mapping, I really recommend that you also create a life map when it comes to self-worth goals. A life map uses exactly the same principle of goal mapping with words and pictures to create whole brain activation. But in a life map, you are mapping out your ways of being, your qualities of character. What does it look like when you're living your life from high self-worth? What does it look like mentally, emotionally, physically, materially, socially, spiritually? In the map here that I've got on the screen, and I'll just see if I can bring up the same map on my computer so we've got it a little larger. So if I just change views a little on the screen, I really recommend creating a life map as well as a goal map, because the life map will help you map out the detail of who you choose to be. And right in the center of a life map, and we've got prime purpose, being your best. And then right above it, 12 o'clock, mental, then emotional, physical, scroll down a little, and we've got material at the bottom, social, and then spiritual. And in each of these areas, you write an affirmation of what it looks like when you're being your best. And mentally, I'm inspired when I'm being my best. Emotionally, I'm passionate when I'm being my best. Physically, I'm vibrant when I'm being my best. Materially, I believe I'm in divine providence. The universe is providing for me, law of attraction. Socially, I'm compassionate. Spiritually, I'm on purpose. I say these affirmations once a day to myself while looking at the visualizations. I am renewed right in the center. That's me being my best. I'm inspired, I'm passionate, I'm vibrant, I'm in providence, I'm compassionate, I'm on purpose. Say them once a day as a command to myself to be that way. And so what we're going to do now then is go through the very first step of creating your map. I'm going to show you the after steps so that everybody that wants to can follow through. For this first step, we're going to spend a few moments going through a guided visualization. We're going to start with a little bit of easy relaxation. Now you can do your map online or on paper. If you want to do your map on paper, go to the resource center in the goal mapping platform, download the paper templates and print them out. But I say it to you, hand on heart. The online system is the most powerful way because you can update your map, you can put in the personal pictures that create more brain cell stimulation, and you can add more detail if you want to. Creating your online map is really simple. Go to the tab that says My Maps, click on Create New Map, click Create Goal Map. It's going to bring you to this page. And when you get to this page, and you can follow through by having this open in your web browser while still listening to the Zoom, I want you now to sit back, relax a little, please, even get a little bit sleepy if you wish to. Close your eyes, please. Take a nice, big, deep breath in through your nose. Breathe out slowly through your mouth. And as you breathe out through your mouth, I want you to say the word relax 3 times to yourself and in your first language. Again now, please. Deep breath in through your nose. And this time, as you breathe out slowly through your mouth, saying the words, I am 3 times to yourself and in your own language. And once more now, a deep breath in through your nose. And this time as you breathe out slowly through your mouth, saying within 3 times to yourself and in your own language. Relax, I am within. I'd like you to imagine a stream of relaxation flowing into the top of your head, like white light, soothing, calming, relaxing all of the areas that it touches. Imagine now relaxing your scalp, your forehead, your cheeks, your tongue, and your jaw. Give yourself permission to relax those areas completely, becoming more and more gently relaxed now with each easy breath that you take and each sound that you hear. The relaxation moves deeper, relaxing your chest, relaxing your stomach, into your hips, thighs, calves, ankles, feet, and toes. A gentle wave of relaxation softly flowing through your body. I'd like you to imagine now walking along a beautiful sandy seashore. Clear blue skies above you, soft rolling waves, and a warm sun shining down upon your skin. As you walk along this beautiful, carefree beach, your attention is taken by a small blue bottle poking from the sand. As you pick up the bottle, the top comes open, and there appears a large, blue, shining genie. The genie says, "Your wish is my command. Anything you truly desire, I will grant you." I want you to take yourself forward in time now, knowing you have the power to live your life exactly as you would choose it to be, and take a walk through an ideal day that represents you living your ideal life with high levels of genuine self-worth. Starting from when you first awake in the morning, notice how fantastic it feels to begin your day feeling really, really good about yourself. Notice how you begin your day living from high self-worth. Are you making the time to nourish yourself? Maybe you're starting your high self-worth day with mindfulness, meditation, perhaps gratitude. Maybe you are honoring yourself by taking some early morning exercise, making time for yoga maybe. Notice the healthy, balanced breakfast that you make sure that you enjoy, and notice in your day of high self-worth whether you are choosing to start your day with others or by yourself. Now dress your clothes for your work day ahead. What type of clothes are you wearing for your ideal work, living from high self-esteem? With high self-esteem, have you advanced your existing career? Or have you moved on to a new career? Maybe you've started your own business. Maybe living with high levels of self-worth has helped you to find the confidence and to come up with innovative new ideas to actually change your work or even end your work and take early retirement. Start to move through your working day. Whether that is your existing career or starting a new business, or even in retirement, maybe you're doing volunteer work. Notice the type of clothes you're wearing for your ideal work. And as you move through your working day, notice how living with high self-worth and genuine, authentic confidence is helping you in every way. Feeling more self-assured, feeling more motivated and inspired, getting along with people around you, and having the confidence to put yourself forward for new things, reaching new levels of success, achieving new qualifications, earning new levels of income. Connect with how good it feels to be living with high self-worth, feeling fulfilled, feeling purposeful, feeling like what you are doing is making a difference. Now move beyond your work and into the social and personal areas of your life. In your ideal day of your ideal life, living with high self-worth, are you engaged in hobbies and interests that stimulate you mentally? Are you making time for yourself to nourish yourself emotionally? Are you active with sport and exercise to be in great shape physically? Are you increasing your economy to create a future financial freedom? Are you making time for family and keeping a life balance? And are you helping in your local community, supporting a cause, making a difference in some way? Look forward and imagine that ideal day representing you living your ideal life with high self-worth. And from that future success, glance back to this time, this place, and see the journey you have traveled, the things you have done, the actions you have taken to achieve that future success. Know that it's all possible for you. And when you feel ready to, come back to the present moment, bring in with you all good ideas and insights and intentions that serve you. And when it feels good for you, open your eyes, have a little stretch and a yawn, bring yourself back into waking state. And I'd like you to write 5 things that you just thought about that represent you living your life with high levels of self-worth. And again, I'm going to change screens here and go back onto my computer, and here's my high self-worth goal map. And one of the things I want to point out and explain is how important it is to write your goals in the form of affirmation. Affirmations are always written personal, positive, and present tense. Now, there are other keys that increase the power: passionate, proportionate, pronounced. So using capital letters at the start of each word, making sure you have the right amount of words, not too many, not too few. Most people make the mistake of writing their goals like they're writing a shopping list. Typically, people show me their goal map and they've written something like, be happy, lose weight. These are not goal statements. They may be your desires and intentions, But writing something like be happy or lose weight will not command your subconscious. I'm going to say it again because month after month I run these masterclasses and people share their map with me and say, how's this? And they haven't used affirmations. Make sure you're writing affirmation, personal, positive, and present tense. Personal, I, positive, say what you want. Lose weight is not saying what you want, right? You may want to lose weight, but it's a negative command because the subconscious doesn't understand the abstract. You must say what you want. So I feel fantastic and free at 88 kg. Say what you want, not what you don't want. I feel great about myself. Say what you want. Even if you don't feel great about yourself now, writing it down in the form of affirmation is the way that you command your subconscious to feel great about yourself. And you can see all of my different goals here, all written in the form of affirmation. I've got the main goal in the center, which is I like myself in heart, body, mind, and soul. And so I'm telling myself I like myself completely in my totality. And what does that do? Well, it helps me balance my time with a happy heart. It helps me to honor myself more within my physical diet and to nourish myself. It helps me to live with a greater sense of peace, and it helps me to open up to new experiences. Now, once you've written your 5 goals and you can edit them at any time with the edit button, in the next step, it's important to make sure that you've got the main goal right in the center. And the way that you find the main goal is quite simple. You ask one key question. What is the main thing to achieve to help achieve the other things? You may want them all equally, but this step is about logic. Which one thing, once achieved, most helps with the other things? And here in my self-esteem map, me liking myself, being at peace with myself is the main goal. You can click on any of the goals and then click where you want them to move to, and they will move there. You can move all the goals around, both now or in the future, as and when you see things that you want to update. Step 3, visualize. Move to the bottom of the written words, and there's icons. Click on the image icon, and it brings up the image library. And this is my personal library of pictures I've uploaded, and it's something that I really recommend to yourself. Click on any of the images, and the image will go directly into your map. You see here, you've got an image expander, this diagonal arrow. Click on that, and it makes the image large. And this is an important thing because by bringing the image into focus, it helps make it more meaningful to your subconscious mind. And you can keep on changing the images as much as you want so that gradually you increase the power. Put images in for each of your pictures. You can choose your images from the categories folder. We've got lifestyle, as well as all of these other categories such as happiness, well-being, financial, etc. And again, choose any image that feels meaningful for you, and the image is going directly into the map. Step 4, why? Now it's time to write your 3 strongest reasons of why you want to achieve your goals. You can see here where it says reason, you simply write the words. Now look again, affirmation, okay? I am, or I have, or I help. but it's affirmation. It's personal, it's positive, present tense. You also want to get some passion in, so you want emotional words. Emotional words in this step are particularly important. The stronger the emotion, the greater will be the motivation. Quite simply, we are not motivated by logic, we are motivated by emotion. And you have strong emotional words, it will really serve to command your subconscious. Your subconscious mind is commanded by dominant thoughts. And what makes one thought more dominant than another is the repetition, if you're thinking the thought over and over, but also the emotional connection. Thoughts that have a lot of emotion connected to them are more powerful than thoughts that are just logical. Step 5, when? Start date at the bottom of the map. You can see I updated my map today. So I've got today's date and then achievement date. And I've chosen the 1st of January because with a map like self-esteem, start of the new year, new you, it's a good time to reflect on your goal map about your self-esteem. So my recommendation is you can have 1 month if you want, but also end of the year, start of the new one is a good target date to review your self-esteem goals. You can either write the date in or click on the date field. It will open up and you can choose by the year, the month, the week, right down to the individual day. Now in step 6, how? What are the 3 most important things that you need to do that are going to help you to achieve your main goal? So I've got see and say my map every day with gratitude. So with my self-esteem map, I like to look at my map, say the words, but also to go through a little short gratitude list every day. 3 things that I'm most grateful for, sometimes reviewing previous lists, but often writing 3 new things every day. I also take a little bit of time to do my mudra breathing so that it brings my mind into meditative state, because that is the most powerful time to look at your goal map and influence your subconscious. And then 3rd thing, practice holistic self-care throughout the day. So I'm normally starting my day with juicing. This morning, me and Vicky took an early morning swim in the sea outside, and we're often taking a sea swim even in the winter to help us with our mental well-being, as well as all types of things we do, cleansing and juicing, using the oils, the essential oils, as Vicky mentioned earlier, and aloe vera, a number of different products that really help us with our physical well-being and also, of course, mental and emotional well-being. Final step is the who. Who will help with the how? And very often in a self-esteem map, the who will be you. So giving myself the time and being present within that time, being aware and being connected, committed rather, are my 3 who's. And updating my map really doesn't take me very long, but every time I update my map, it reinforces those brain cell connections. Every time I look at my map, every time I see and say my map, every time I share my map publicly like I am tonight, it reinforces the brain cells. Those brain cells form beliefs, and the beliefs command my subconscious. It works. It's why I'm sat here in front of you tonight, is because it works. It's worked now for 30 years and it's reached more than 5 million people because it works. But it only works if you work it. And again, I'm going to say it one more time. Listening to me will not make it work. I hope you're interested. I hope you feel inspired. Please go create your own map. That's what makes it work. If you get stuck, you can watch this recording. We'll be posting it up after tonight. You can even share your map with me and Vicky. We'll give you feedback. We want you to use your map. We want to help you. Our mission is to help as many people as we can achieve their goals. Click the download and print button. You can print your map out. And I really encourage you to print your map, like me and Vicky print ours. Because when you've got it printed, it's like you're bringing it from the virtual into the physical. It's a major aspect. You can sign your name. That's another major aspect. It's like making a promise. And you can have more than one map, of course. This is my self-worth map. Here's my business goal map. Here is my purpose goal map. And I've got many maps covering different areas of my life. Best life, authentic happiness, physical well-being, etc., etc. Every month, we create a map and we guide anybody that wishes to create their map. And then once you have your map, then it's really important to follow through with the goal mapping ritual. Find a way to live it every day. Print it out. Give it your signature. It's like making a promise when you sign something. You're telling your own subconscious, I mean it. Going to follow through. Raising your self-esteem, I believe, is one of the most important things in life. If your self-esteem is high in life, life seems to work well. But if your self-esteem is low, almost nothing seems to be working. Create a map for raising your self-esteem. Print it, give it your signature, and then see it and say it once each day. First time in the morning, I believe, is the most important time. When you first wake up, whatever time you wake, and this morning I woke around about 7. For the first hour when you wake, your brain is in alpha rhythm, 7.5 cycles per second. It's a very special brain state of consciousness. When you're in alpha rhythm, your body is healing itself the most, and it's where you have the most connection to your subconscious autopilot, your magical genie. Anything that you say or think about or look at early in the morning has a really big impact on your subconscious mind. Put your goal map somewhere where you will see it early in the morning. I've got a goal map on my bedroom wall. Many people will put their goal map next to the bathroom mirror, and they will look at their map as they're cleaning their teeth. Look at the map, say the words to yourself, and it helps to reform the brain cell connections, make them stronger, create the beliefs, command your subconscious. Live it, print it, sign it, see it, say it, share it. Share your map with me and Vicky, we'll give you feedback. Share your map with one of the other coaches, arrange a coaching session. Share your map with family, friends, team members, share your map with anyone. When you share your map, you are demonstrating belief in yourself. You're making it public. You're saying, here's what I believe. This is what I'm going to do. And then, like me and Vicky, update it. Every time you update your map, sometimes just changing a single word will change the whole power and meaning of the statement. Update your map, like me and Vicky have updated our maps. I think I first created my self-esteem map right back in 2020, it may have even been 2019. But I update it every few months with any new insights. And by doing that, I'm strengthening the brain cell connections, which in turn help to activate the whole of my brain. And each month we're guiding people through this journey, giving the visualization and helping people understand how to create their maps for these important areas of life. Next month, we'll be doing a goal map for vibrant well-being with a focus on a diet and exercise and helping people to be their natural weight and body shape. You can also create a life map and an action map for being your best and behaving in the best way. All of these things help you to form those brain cell connections where over the months you create an enhanced neuro net. And I really hope you will continue on the journey with me and Vicky and everybody else. If you're brand new to goal mapping, come again next month. Create your next goal map and then your next goal map. And every month we're running events. A masterclass like tonight. We also have group coaching. And for anyone who would like to experience group coaching, just let Vicky know. She'll write her email address in the chat. But if you'd like to be a guest on group coaching and experience what it's like to become a goal mapping coach, then please do just let us know. We'd love to invite you in. We also run a deep dive content workshop every month. This is a daytime workshop, 3.5 hours of deep content. And we also have a certified workshop for people that are interested in learning how to coach and train goal mapping, whether that's because you're making a life change from a corporate career into being a coach, or whether you are already a coach, a trainer, or a therapist, and you want a new tool to add to your toolbox, then go to our events page, click on the event you would like to join, like the Golden Opportunity Workshop, and then simply click register. And you'll get a welcome email and some reminder emails. And if you have other people that you think may be interested, then please help us to spread the word. We really don't do a lot of marketing or advertising or those things. We rely on word of mouth recommendation. Perhaps you're here tonight because somebody recommended it to you. Please do others the kindness of recommending it to them. You can use the QR code or the events URL link here, which Vicky has also written into the chat. Tony Robbins is recognized as being the top life coach in the world, has been for many years. And also for many years, he's been using and recommending goal mapping, as you can read here in his endorsement, saying how goal mapping is helping people create a world-class blueprint for their life, and not just goals, but sustainable success, and how effective the system is. Now, you can create your maps at the free level. And many of you here tonight at the free level of goal mapping, you can join next month at the free level and the month after and the month after. We don't place restrictions. And if you would like to upgrade, it's really easy. Simply click the upgrade button in the header and all of the benefits for just $9.99 per month are yours. You can cancel at any time. You can upgrade for just 1 day if you wish to, get all of the benefits of the premium level and then downgrade again. At the premium level, you have access to all of the areas in the website. You can download all of the family content. Teaching goal mapping to children has been one of the greatest joys for me. In fact, recently, me and Vicky were in Cambridge, working in collaboration with Cambridge University and their colleges to help bring goal mapping to disadvantaged students. There's over £100 worth of value of content with the parents' book, students' book, the audio of my best-selling children's storybook, Sam the Magic Genie. You can download it all, keep it for life for just $9.99. Simply upgrade, download all of the materials, watch the videos, and if you wish to, you can downgrade again. This is a goal map from my youngest daughter about saving the planet when she was just 6, 7 years old. One from my older daughter about being the best big sister she can be. It's so simple that more than 1 million students have created goal maps for their future. And in addition to all of the family material, you can create 100 maps for yourself. Not just goal maps, but also life maps and action maps. So a life map where you map out being your best, an action map which you use for changing habit patterns so that you can eliminate old negative habits that may be holding you back and bring in and enhance new positive habits that absolutely help you to be your very best. And again, free feedback from me and Vicky in how to make your maps really strong. You can also, at the premium level, use the to-do list planner, and we recommend creating a 90-day action plan so that you're able to plan out your map in greater detail, just like the example here on the screen, or this one here, which is my work map and action plan right next door to it. And me and Vicky update our action plan and maps every month. And also, of course, at the premium level, because you have access all areas, the Gold Lounge is also yours. And in the Gold Lounge, you will find there 7 gold rooms. And in these gold rooms are all of the deeper content, like this authentic happiness and self-worth room here, which will help you to map out your journey in greater detail. You'll have access to the journal, an interactive workbook, and at the premium level, you have the ability to be guided by me to create your life map, create your action map, create your to-do list. You will also get access to the recordings of the Golden Opportunity workshops, the deep dive content, as well as being given a ticket to our next Golden Opportunity workshop. And in our next Golden Opportunity workshop, we explore principle number 6, maintain a positive focus. You have access to all of the previous recordings. These are the deeper content within the goal mapping and life mapping workshops. And so coming on the 19th of August, next Monday, we have a deep dive focus on principle number 6, maintain a positive focus. And in this deep dive workshop, we're going to be looking at how you command your subconscious genie for success. This is a really ancient and powerful piece of wisdom. We'll be sharing wisdom from thousands of years ago, as well as the very latest in brain cell science understanding, neuroplasticity, and how you command your subconscious. There are some very simple but extremely important things to understand about your subconscious mind and how to command it to move you towards the things you want to achieve. Because the key point here is that your subconscious cannot make choices for you. It follows your dominant thought. And that's why I was asking earlier, what have been your dominant thoughts lately? Because if you've been thinking about what you don't want, you will simply get more of it. If you have been worrying about things going wrong, it will take you into self-sabotage. People achieve success by focusing their mind on success. Successful people think about what they want. Over 2,000 years ago, the great Buddha said, all that we are starts with our thoughts. With our thoughts, we make and shape our world. As you think, so you become. What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about what you want? Many people do, of course, but they also think about what they don't want. Every time they think about what they want, they take a step forward. Every time they think about what they don't want, they take a step back. And most people are thinking equally about what they want and they don't want, and they go round in circles in their life. And sometimes people overly think about what they don't want, and they step backwards and fall over into self-sabotage. Hold positive thoughts about yourself and your life by putting them in a goal map. And by doing that, you empower yourself to engage in positive self-talk. What is it you say to yourself when you fall into a low? Many people put themselves down, tear themselves down by telling themselves really negative things about how they're rubbish, how they're not good enough, how they can never do it. We want to eliminate the negative and we want to empower the positive. What are the things you say to yourself when you're on a high? What are the things you say to yourself when you're being your best? These are the things to capture in the form of an affirmation and remind yourself of regularly in your map, which is why I have this in my main goal. I like myself. I like myself. I like myself. I like myself. I love myself. When I first started on personal development, my self-esteem was so low. And my coach gave me the exercise of looking myself in the eye, in the bathroom mirror, and saying 5 times with feeling, I like myself. He said, Brian, tomorrow morning, when you first get up, the first thing you're going to do, Brian, is you're going to walk in the bathroom mirror. You're going to look yourself in the eye. You're going to say 5 times with feeling, I like myself. I thought it would be easy. It was so hard. Or like myself. I had to force the words out of my mouth because it wasn't true for me. I didn't like myself. But here is the magic. If you will look yourself in the eye and you will say 5 times with feeling, I like myself, it will trigger the release of serotonin. You will feel it. You'll start to feel it here in your heart. And it's real. There is nothing fake about it. Even if you have to force the words sometimes, the feeling is real. Think the thought, I like myself. Focus on what's right with you as a person. And it will release the serotonin that gives you that feeling. Try it for yourself tomorrow morning, even before you create your map if you don't already have one. It works like a little bit of magic. The more you like yourself, the more you raise your self-esteem. And this is one of the main goals in the Warrior Within program. I do so hope you will join us. This is the greatest thing I believe I've ever created. There are many people here tonight that have previously been on Warrior Within, and they're coming back again. We see people re-attending the program, and we make it really easy with a special price for people to re-attend the program, because we want people to come back, because this is a program that helps people to grow throughout their life and throughout their years. It's like rereading the same book or rewatching the same program where you find new things. And of course, we're always adding in new content. The essence of the program is that there is a mighty warrior within each of us, just waiting to be set free. What kind of warrior might you be? Maybe you're the stay-at-home raising the children warrior. Maybe you're the balancing warrior, balancing a career as well as family life. What type of warrior might you be, and how would releasing your inner warrior, finding that inner warrior spirit, how would that make a difference to your life? What improvements would it make? We are each of us a combination of thoughts and feelings and actions. Well, we're all different. We are all a combination of thought, feeling, and action. Our thoughts become beliefs, our feelings become attitudes, our repeated behaviors and actions become habit patterns, all of which goes into shaping ourselves, and through ourselves, we shape our life. Goal mapping is to help you think your best thoughts. Life mapping is to help you feel your best feelings. Action mapping is to help you live with your best behaviors. Self-mapping is to help you be your true self. And in Warrior Within, we help you to grow your true self and to be your best. It's a 7-week journey. And over the 7 weeks, we're guiding everybody through creating their maps. All 4 maps you will create over the 7 weeks of Warrior Within. Week 1, initiation week. Start to learn the deeper content of life's ancient success principles and create your life map. We'll be giving feedback on everybody's maps. And then in week 2, we're going to start the process of raising self-belief. So you have greater belief in yourself, and also starting the 3-step process of creating your self-map. In week 3, we look at raising self-esteem, a deep dive into self-esteem with breakout rooms and exercises so that you're part of the community, and we continue the self-mapping process. And then in week 4, finding and following your life purpose and completing the self-map. Week 5, all about finding your purposeful flow and creating your action map. Week 6 is celebration week and a goal map for living your higher purpose. And then in week 7, recognition week and continuing your life path journey. Every week, we're taking a look at both self, who you are as a person, so that you understand yourself more, understand your own beliefs and attitudes, and how to raise your self-esteem, as well as understanding the principles that help you to create your life in the way that you would choose to. We have a dedicated private space here in the goal mapping platform. One of the questions people sometimes ask is, are you running the program through Facebook or social media? No, it's a completely private program that is run through a dedicated area. Romila, nice to see you. I know you've been on Warrior Within before and joining again. Please, any of you that have been on Warrior Within, write why you think a new person should join. We've got new people here considering Warrior Within. Mia's one of the TP leaders. You can see here in the screen grab, this is the Warrior Within private team. We've got 7 TPs. Inside each of the TPs is deeper content. Each of the TPs is run by a TP elder, someone who's very experienced in goal mapping and the other techniques that can help you with the deeper learning. We encourage everyone to explore all 7 TPs over the 7 weeks. You're also going to get a buddy every week, and you can have a different buddy every week, or you can have the same buddy. Many of the buddies are certified goal mapping coaches and trainers, but you can pair up with your buddy who will help you to be accountable, follow through with the exercises, do your maps, and engage in the other exercises about building belief, writing your gratitude letter, forgiveness letter, etc. Every week, we also have a random rune intuition card that you meditate on through the week to help you gain deeper insights into what your subconscious mind believes is the best path for you to follow. The Warrior Within journey starts with building your belief in yourself, following your heart, making a stand for what you feel most passionate about in life so that you find your flow, the best way for you to go. Normal price of Warrior Within is £495 plus VAT, but we have a special offer on at the moment, just £349 plus VAT. This offer is good for tonight, and then the price is going up to £400 and then £450. The program starts at the end of the month. We run it every Wednesday in the evening for around 2 hours, sometimes 2 hours 30. All of the sessions are recorded. So if you're not able to attend on one of the 7 weeks or more than one of the 7 weeks, you're able to catch the recording. And for this special price, we are also going to give you an extra bonus of a coaching session with one of our premium expert coaches. Normally, the cost of the coaching session is £150, but it's all included in your Warrior Within price. And in addition to that, we're going to give everybody joining 12 months gold membership. So you've got access to all of the areas, can use all of the mapping tools, to-do list, and to continue with the learning and your goal mapping. So you can map out your whole life within these master classes, all of it included in the one Warrior Within price, £349. And I think Vicky has written, I can see it here, the information page and booking link. So if you want to go and read more or book your place, goalmapping.com/Warrior Within, as Vicky has written in the chat. Click on the link, go check it out, see what you think, or follow the QR code. And one more time, for anyone who's been on Warrior Within, please do write something that you believe is the most important thing that Warrior Within did for you. It's an absolutely fantastic community. We still have people that have made friendships, connections in Warrior Within that they continue after the program. And for anyone who is considering to become a goal mapping coach, we have 3 different levels. Coach is the first level, then facilitator, where you learn not only how to coach, but also run workshops, and practitioner, which is where you learn to run the complete whole day goal mapping workshop, as well as keynote speaking to large audiences. You can either book a call with me and Vicky to find out more, or coming up next week, we have a special daytime workshop, again 3.5 hours, interactive, deep dive into how you coach and train goal map. It's a free workshop. Come along, have a look, experience the simple but powerful coaching technique that we use and train. If you're already a coach, it's a great additional tool to your toolbox. Or if you are thinking to become a coach, then everything you need is included. I'm just going to put my screen onto gallery view. I love to see all the different faces of people joining. And I would just like to be spontaneous for a moment and invite anyone who wishes to to unmute their microphone and to just say something about what Warrior Within has done for you or what the coaching program has done for you. So any of our past attendees on Warrior Within, or anyone who's certified in goal mapping, if you'd like to just share very quickly what the program's done for you to help inform others that are watching, would really help. Christine Clacy, what would you like to share?
Hi, Brian. So I was very fortunate last year to start on the goal mapping coaching program to become a goal mapping coach. And I started that probably, it was about sort of this sort of time last year, actually, that started. And Warrior Within was happening very quickly after that. And what I found, I wanted to set up my own coaching business. The goal mapping coaching program has just been fantastic for that. So I think it's just such a brilliant program that you have created, Brian, because it's step by step, how do you do it? And it tells you what to do each week, as well as giving you everything that you need to be successful as a coach. So that was brilliant. But then going on Warrior Within as well really helped me to dig deep into who I am and what's important to me. And just the fact that we cover the life mapping, you know, how I'm being, what's important in terms of my goals, the habits that I have, it just really helped me to get very clear about my identity and then to know how I can best help everybody that I want to coach as well. So it was good for me to have that immersion, but it massively has helped me to be a really good coach for those that I'm now helping. So I've been on many coaching programs in the past, but this has been the big thing that actually helped me to become a business and not just somebody who goes on a lot of training. So hugely grateful for that.
And grateful to you, Christine, because in that year you've become such a star within goal mapping. One of the things I love about you and I love about the goal mapping community is the way that everybody helps everyone. It's not just me and Vicky. It's a fantastic international community, a real mixture of ages and different walks of life, people supporting each other. If anyone has any questions they would like to ask about Warrior Within or the certification program, please do unmute your microphone. Feel free to ask whatever questions you want to. Just raise a hand if you want my attention.
Brian, just one last little thing that picks up on that. You mentioned community, and for me, that has been the big thing that's made a massive difference, because I know I'm never going to be great as an island, but you are never on your own as part of this. So this community is so supportive, and the buddy system that you have through Worrying was massively helpful for me as well, just because you get sounding boards that you can bounce ideas off, and just really hugely helpful as well. So community is another big massive element, which I forgot in the first bit, and now I shut up.
Really looking forward to it. I'm getting excited just thinking about it. Anyone else like to share anything or ask anything? Someone else got an insight to share about Warrior Within, what it's done for them? Mary Louise?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Marie-Louise, and I have been joining Warrior Within, I think it's the fourth time now, and started last year as studying to become a practitioner also. But to speak of Warrior Within, it's a fantastic, it's an amazing journey to learn a lot about yourself. That's some things that you don't even know about, and some things that will help you to take you on your journey forward in life. And it has given me an insight to myself. The first time I did it, I had some, well, it has been a difficult time at home at that time with personal things, and it was uplifting. And this community in the Warrior Within, and so even in the different educations, the community in Warrior Within, it's so amazing because it's supportive, and you, Brian and Vicky, you are always there for us, and we hope we can also give something back. And I'm now honored to be a TP leader also in Warrior Within. So
Thank you, Mary Louise.
to join.
And you do give so much back to everyone.
Thank you.
Mia? I think you're on mute still, Mia.
Just a quick one. I think Warrior Within is answering questions you didn't even know you had. That's what really amazing with the program, and it's uplifting and it's just amazing. And a lot of the content might even be something that you're not normally looking at or reading or doing, and it's wow every time. I don't know how many times I've done it now, and also as a TP leader, it just keeps growing, and I realize that I see things through in between the two. There's a good thing, you know, for Warrior Within, and you start looking at things with different eyes.
Yeah.
But also with the goal mapping, once you're into it, it's a way of living. It's not just something you sit down with a client or you're coaching somebody. It's a way of living. You start using the language of goal mapping, which is totally amazing, and it changes everything. So anybody hesitating, just give it a go. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. And I agree with the other ones before. So yes, this is my second family. I love you dearly, all of you. It's amazing, and
We love you, Mia.
oh, thank God. Thanks.
One thing I forgot to say, and Mia just reminded me there is nothing to lose because we give a full money back guarantee. If you're not happy, fine, have your money back because we want everybody in the community to be happy, and we do our best to help that to happen. And whether you just want to attend Warrior Within as a delegate, or whether you're also interested in the certification, and we would welcome you. And please do remember, and next week we have those workshops coming, both the Golden Opportunity Workshop on Monday, as well as the certification workshop on Tuesday. Last word to you then, Mia.
I forgot. Just a quick one. Anybody joining the Warrior Within, there is so much content in the TPs. So my advice would be, do them 1 week at a time. Start from the bottom if you like. I think that, you know, you will see a follow through because it represents the chakras. But yeah, I know it is a lot of content, but I did that the first year. And it was quite good, actually. It kept my mind focused on one TP at a week. Thanks.
Super. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this evening. I wish all of you lots of love. I really appreciate you coming and connecting tonight. So many different countries. Thank you, everyone, for sharing. Mia and Mary Louise and everyone for writing their comments in the chat. Thank you, Christine, as well, for what you said earlier. Wish you all lots of love, everyone. Hopefully see some of you on Monday in the Golden Opportunity Workshop, and then afterwards in the coming presentations. Bye for now. Have a great
Thanks, Brian.
evening. Take care. Lots of love.
Peace and
Remember
love.
to do your maps. Bye for now.
Yes.